Welcome back, guys. On our previous lesson we just finished the task 7 and I noticed that I made some mistakes in this part, like I forgot to open the flag2 txt file, but we were already root on that machine, so you can just use find or locate command to see where it is, and with cat command you can see what's inside that flag. And I want to show something in this part. If you don't know all these commands, like these two, the find commands and the find, locate, grab, cut and sort, I'm planning to record another lesson about the Linux fundamentals. I will explain them in a very detailed way. You don't have to worry about it. And on our previous lesson, I didn't start the machine at the beginning of the lesson, so I want to show you how to do it. I already explained it, but it will be better for you to understand it. Okay, let me just download the file. You don't even have to go to the downloads folder. You can just use from here. And let's write it down here. Sorry. Downloads. Okay. Sorry. Just this too. Okay. Let's see. One more time. Okay, we are connected right now. We started the machine. It will give us an IP address, and I will explain what all these are. Maybe I should just explain what it is, the capabilities. Capabilities are used to allow binaries to execute for non-root users to perform privileged operations without giving them all the root permissions, like here, ping command. You can use ping command, and you don't have to be root, you don't have to gain all the permissions. It helps us in a very good way. And to list the enabled capabilities, we are going to use the getcap command. And let's just open a terminal. Let me just make it bigger. And let's SSH in, sorry, Karen, and write down the IP. Say yes. Password is always same. And I should explain. I should go back there in the suite part, and I want to explain what this command is. We will see find command, but this symbol is just the main directory on our operating machine, operating system. Like, let me just make it bigger. Right now we are in this directory, but if I go back, this is the main directory. And we are looking from the beginning of the system. And type is, this switch is shows the type, and it's a file, and this part shows the permission for that file, and this part is this 2 is for streams. There are 3 streams. 0 is standard input, the 1 is standard output, and 2 is standard error. So we are redirecting the errors to this dev null file, and when we use complex commands, there can be a lot of errors, so we are redirecting them to get rid of them. Okay, let me just use the password. It could take a little while. And here we are using the recursive search, and I already explained this part, and this part is redirects the error messages. Let's see the questions. Okay, how many binaries have set capabilities? Okay, what other binary can be used through its capabilities? Okay, and what is the flag for? Okay, let's just use get cap. Maybe I should use this and redirect the errors. Let's wait a little bit. I will explain these parts. Okay. Okay. Capabilities. Okay. And by the way, on our side, the GTFO bins, there are binaries for the capabilities. We will use one of them here if it shows us. Let's wait a little bit again. Okay, maybe I should read this part. Another method system administrators can use to increase the privilege level of a process or binary is capabilities. Capabilities help manage privileges at a more granular level. For example, if the SOC analyst needs to use a tool that needs to initiate socket connections, a regular user would not be able to do that. If the system administrator doesn't want to give this user higher privileges, they can change the capabilities of the binary. As a result, the binary would get to its task without needing a higher privilege user, as I explained earlier, like this ping comment. This is the first one. There should be 6 of them. We'll wait. We'll wait. Let's see. Okay, this is the first one, the second one, third one, fourth one, and there will be other 2. Come on. Let's just wait a little bit and we will see it. Okay, the Vim is the second one and first one, and the view is the second one. It's one of the questions here, the view. Let's look at the Vim or the view. I was already in here. Let's use Vim. Capabilities. We will copy and paste this command, and if your Python version doesn't support it, use Python 3 here. I don't want to risk it, and that's why I will use Python 3, but let me just delete all of these. And the machine should be Python 3. Copy and paste. Okay. Let's wait a little bit. Okay. We are root, as you can see. Our user ID is root, but the group ID is Karen right now. What was it? Flag 4. Okay. Let me just copy and paste it here so I don't have to write it. Let's first locate it. Locate flag 4. Okay. Let's go to the main. What? Home Karen. Is it here? Okay, let me just go back and let's look for it here. It should take a couple of seconds. Let's search them manually. Let's go to the home directory. if it's not in the kernel, then it should be in the Ubuntu. Yes, it's here. Flag 4 txt, and this is our first flag. Okay, I can terminate the machine and start a new one. Cron Jobs is if you want to run a script or binary at a specific time, you can use Cron Jobs. I will explain it. As you can see, this part shows the minutes, hours, days, months, and days of the week. If you don't specify it like this, it will automatically run every minute. It's a big vulnerability actually. It again gives us a username and password. I should read this part for you guys, and let's start. Cron jobs are used to run scripts or binaries at a specific time. By default, they run with the privilege of their owners and not the current user. While properly configured cron jobs are not inherently vulnerable, they can provide a privilege escalation vector under some conditions. The idea is quite simple. If there is a scheduled task that runs with root privileges and we can change the script that will be run, then our script will run with root privileges. Let me just SSH in again so we don't have to wait every time I terminate the machine. Let's wait a little bit. Cron jobs configuration are stored as cron tabs to see the next time and date the task will run. Each user on the system have their cron tab file and can run a specific task whether they are logged in or not. As you can expect, our goal will be to find a cron job set by root and have it run our script and ideally gain a shell. We can see them under the etc cron tab. While CTF machines can have cron jobs running every minute or 5 minutes, you will more often see tasks that run daily, weekly or monthly in penetration test engagements. Let's try it one more time. Say yes. The password is password 1 again. Let's look at the questions. And here basically we are getting a reverse shell by opening a listener. The netcat is the tool that we are going to use, and these switches are helping us to listen the port. We'll create a port number here, and let's look at the questions. How many user-defined cron jobs can you see on the target system? Okay, what is the content of the flag file, flag5 txt? Okay, and what is the mets password? I want to okay, let me explain this part. The bash part just creates a TCP socket for us to connect to the host. The I switch is a interactive switch, and this part redirects the STD out and STDR appends it. This part helps us to interact with the TCP protocol. This is the IP, this is the port, and this is again is another redirection sending the STD input to STD output. And okay, let's go back. Let's go to our Cron tab, and these are the binaries and the script we are going to use and exploit them. This one is in the root directory, I'm sure about that. Let's look at the antivirus sh, and there is no path, so we can't look at this. Let me just look at this one. Karen. Okay, we have write and read permissions here, so we can maybe exploit them. Let me just go back. Okay, Let's open a text editor and modify this one. We'll use nano. Okay, this just goes from another directory and zips the file. Let me just delete this part. And this shebang. What was the command? Bash I. Okay. Let's redirect it. Okay. The dev TCP and the IP of the victim. I'm sorry. This is our the victim is going to connect to us, so that's why we are going to use our IP address here. Let me write my IP. Let's specify a port. It can be anything, and redirect it again. Okay. Okay, and it's not executable right now, so we need to make it executable again. I'm sorry. Let's look at it again one more time. And we have the executable permission, but I forgot to open a listener. Netcat. Okay, let's wait a little bit, and the machine is going to connect to us with root privileges. If it doesn't, I can just use the script. Let's wait a little bit. I can close this one. Okay. Do we have to do it with script? No. Okay. Okay, as you can see, we are root right now. It's that easy actually. We can close the, maybe there's another question. We saw already there are 4 binaries and asks for the flag 5. Let's look at the flag 5. Where am I? Root, let's go back. It's probably in the home directory. CD home. List it. It's probably in Ubuntu again. Let me see. Yes, cat flag 5 txt. And this is our flag again. You can copy and paste it here. And it asks for the match password. As we seen earlier in the previous lesson, the hashes are in the etc shadow file. Yes. Let's look at the etc shadow. And this is our hash from here to here. Let's copy and paste it. Open another terminal. Let's write this command. I already did it once. And let's create another file. Let's put it in and use mat and okay. And we are going to use John the Ripper for cracking the hash. John mat2. Let's just use with word list. Rock utxt is in the user share word list. Basically, the CTFs allows us to use rock utxt all the time, so it's a very good word list. Let's see. I'm sorry. Mat2. There's a loaded 1 password hash. We can just delete this part and show. And let's see. I'm sorry. And this is our password 1 2 3 4 5 6. You can copy and paste it here. Let's terminate it again. start a new machine. Again, it gives us username and password. And let me explain what the pet is. If you create a comment and if it doesn't in the pet, and it will give you an error, but this is the part where system looks for the binaries and allows you to run your command. Let me explain it a little bit and read this part. If a folder for which your user has a write permission is located in the pet, you could potentially hijack an application to run a script. Pet in Linux is an environmental variable that tells the operating system where to search for executables. For any command that is not built into the shell or that is not defined with an absolute pet, the links will start searching in folders defined under pet, as we talked about, is an environmental variable. As I said, if we type THM to the command line, these are the locations Linux will look for an executable called THM. The scenario below will give you a better idea of how can this be leveraged to increase our privilege level. As you will see, this depends entirely. Okay, configuration targets. Okay, let me just SSH in again. I can actually close all these. Okay, let me just close them and open another terminal. Let's make it bigger again. SSH Karen. Did I copy it? Yes. Anyway, let's look at the questions one more time. What is the odd folder you have write access for? Exploit the pet vulnerability to read the content of the flex6 file. And what is the flex6 file? Okay. Okay. We will use compiler, I think. And to modify, I forgot to tell you guys, if you want to see the pet output, just use echo pet, and to modify it, we'll create a variable. We'll export the pet and add whatever we want to add there, and the beginning of the pet we'll append it there, and we'll be looking for vulnerabilities in that folder. Let me write one more time. Say yes. Let's wait a little bit. Okay. Yes, we're going to add the TMP file to the beginning of the pet environment. And we are going to compile into executable and set the sweet bit, as you can see, this one. And this switch helps us to it will give us an output to execute. Okay. And these are some questions for you to understand it. What folders are located under pet? Does your current user have write privileges for any of these folders? Can you modify pet? Yes, we saw it. Is there a script application you can start that will be affected by this vulnerability? Okay. Let's just see the pet first. Okay, let me see where I am. Let me just go to the home directory to see what is there. Let's look at net. Do we have something? Okay, it probably, I didn't even have to try it. It's probably going to give me a permission denied. Let me go back and let me just look at this too. Every one of them has read-write executable permissions, but this is the group where the other users can use it too. So that's why the Murdoch is the first question's answer. And we are going to, let me just see, let me just go to Murdoch and list them. Let's look at the cat test. Okay, something gibberish. Let me clear it. Let's list one more time, and let's look at the Python script. thm.py. Okay, it basically wants to use the thm command, but probably there isn't any command like that. So we are going to, let's just go to the temporary file. Let's see what's in there. Nothing. Okay. I already show you the path, but let's see it one more time. This is our path. So we are going to export it, export path, and add the tmp and write the path again. And if we use the same command again, you'll see that it's changed. You can see there's a temp part. So we are just going to go to the temporary file and create a binary called thm, and it will give us a shell, and we'll change the permission, and that's it for this part. Let's we are in already. Okay, let me just use echo bin bash and direct it to thm. Let's see, and we are going to change the permission, make it executable, and when we go back to the Murdoch's home page, and we have to run one of these tests, and you can see we are root again. What does it say? What is the flag 6? It was in the math, I guess. We saw it earlier. Listed cat flag 6 txt, and this is our flag. You can copy and paste again. Let me terminate the machine. Let's build this one up. It again gives us username, password. Let me explain what is the network file sharing system. Basically, it's a server to mount other shares, share them, of course, and we will be looking for another vulnerability on the target system. And let me just read it here. Privilege escalation vectors are not confined to internal access. Shared folders and remote management interfaces such as SSH. We are using SSH and Telnet. Telnet is something like SSH, but it's not that good. Can also help you gain root access on the target system. Some cases will also require using both vectors, finding root SSH private key on the target system and connecting via SSH with root privileges instead of trying to increase your current user's privilege level. Another vector is more relevant to CTFs. Let me just SSH in again because it will take some time, and I will continue to read it again. Okay. Relevant to the CTFs and exams is a misconfigured network shell. This vector can sometimes be seen during penetration testing engagements when a network backup system is present. And the configuration is kept under the etc export file. This file is created during the NFS server installation and can be read by users. And there is another detail. It says the critical element for this privilege escalation vector is no root squash option. You can see it above here, and these are the mountable shares for the target. By default, NFS will change root. Let me just connect it again so we don't have to wait. NFS will change root user to NFS nobody and strip any file from operating with root privileges. If the no root squash option is present on a writable share, we can create executable with SUID bit set and run it on the target system. We will start by enumerating mountable shares from our attacking machine. If you don't have the NFS share on your target, then you probably can't look at these mountable shares. NFS allows you to do it. And by the way, if you don't have anything, if something, the mountable shares is not under the ATC export file, then you don't have to worry about, because the NFS is meant to export the files and share them. I can go back to machine. So yes. Let's write the password again. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, let's look at the questions. How many mountable shares can you identify on the target system? How many shares have the no root squash option enabled? Gain a root shell on the target system, and what is the content of the flag7.txt file? Okay, this is another C code. We are going to write exactly like this. Okay, just I'm sorry. Come on. Yes, the same password. Okay, let's just look at the exports part first and check our shares. As you can see, we have read and write permissions here, and no root squash, as you can see, and these three are the answer of the question 1. Second question, let's look show mount and change the IP. And again, it shows us the shares. What's next? Okay, we are going to synchronize our machines by creating we'll mount them with our attacking machine and target system. Okay, let me just, you can use temporary file or the mount. I will use mount because we are mounting it. So let me just go to this part, and let's be root, because it will ask us to be root, and ls. Okay, let's make another backup, let's say attacker. Okay, and we are going to mount it here, and again it will show the permissions. And what was our we can use this one, home Ubuntu shared folder. Okay, mount, yes, and I don't have to write it like that. And this part, we are going to use this share, and mount backup attacker. Let's wait a little bit. Okay, let me just go to the this directory on the target system. Okay, yeah, we are going to create a C code here. Let me just go to the backup attacker part, and let's create it right there. NFS C, and we are going to write it here. We are going to set UID, SUID, and let me just check it one more time. privilege escalation C code. Let's look at the site. Do we have anything? Let's look. SUID not here. I can just look at the this part. Where was it? Okay, set. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, and set UID 0 to root. Set UID again. System or shell dash, and let's close it and return 0. We'll probably have to write the libraries up there, so let's include them. stdlibh, what was it? Include stdioh and include on, what was it, on, okay, was it this? It's probably this. Okay, let's see if the compilers give any errors. Let me just check it here. Okay, and we are going to create a output for that file, and let's say NFS. Okay, it didn't give any errors, and we probably have to make it okay, yes, as you can see, the suite permission S and NFS. Let's see one more time. Okay, let's go back to the victim machine, and these files should be there, as you can see, and I just have to okay, we're just going to use it like that. As you can see, we are root again. Okay, I can close this one right now. Okay, and there's a flag 7. Let's look at the flag 7. It's probably in the home directory again. Let's see, Ubuntu house net. Let's, okay, that's cat flag 7. And this is our flag again. You can copy and paste it there. And this is the Capstone challenge. Let's start the machine, and this time our username and password is different. We are going to check all of them, but it shouldn't take that long. Let's wait a little bit. I can close these. Let's open the terminal. Let's make it bigger. It didn't give me the screen patch. Let's try it one more time. Okay. Let's wait 10 seconds. And let's go. SSH, this time Leonard, and write down the IP. Let's check them out. Can we ping IP? Let's wait a bit. How many minutes? Oh, okay. something weird about the terminal right now. Maybe I should stop the video and start the Capstone challenge in another video. Maybe I can edit them, but okay, let me one more time. Let's ping it one more time. Okay, I can. Okay, we're continuing right now, and I checked that we can ping it right now, so we can. We'll still have to wait a little bit, but that's the Capstone challenge, so we have to wait, and I don't want to do another video, and we can close this part too. Come on. Say yes. We'll probably use this command again, so I will just copy and paste it. We will be looking at the suite files because come on. Okay, this time the password was, what was it? Penny123. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It always takes a lot of time. Come on. Come on, Penny. Let me just close this one. Use it again. Maybe I should pause the video, and when I connect in again, I will continue to the video. Okay guys, we are in. Thank you for waiting, and it took so long. Let's see what to do. Okay, ask for the flags. Let me just copy and paste this command. We'll probably wait a little bit longer, and let's see what are the suite files, and we'll check for the vulnerability there. Okay, we explained all of these, and let's look for the flag. I will pause the video again, and when we get the output, I will continue to the video. I don't want you to guys wait for unnecessary reasons. So let me just... Okay guys, we are going to continue, and I forgot that we are going to use base 64 here, so it's my fault this time. We can close this. Where are we right now? Leonard. And let's see, can we go to the... let me see. No. And okay, we are going to use base 64 again. Let's go back here and write base 64. Okay, we already know what it is, so I don't have to explain this time again. I solved this part, so I know it's in the Mrs. The first flag is in the Mrs. directory, so I'm just going to use the L file and write the etc shadow to gain the hash of the Missy. Okay, and let's use this part and same here. Okay, let's use first look at where is the base 64. It's probably in the same directory, but look anyway. Base 64 and write down the L file. Let's decode it, and this is the Missy's hash. Let's copy and paste it. Let's open up another terminal. Let me just make it bigger. Echo and write down the hash. Let's create a file for Missy. Let's check it one more time. Okay, we are going to use John the Ripper again. John Missy txt, and let's use show and password 1 again. Let's change user to Missy, and password is password 1. Okay, let's see Missy. Let's look. Desktop. Let's look. No. Just downloads. Just in the documents. Yes. Let's look at the flag 1. And this is our again flag. You can copy and paste it here and ask for the let's go back. Let's go back again. It's probably in the root flag, of course. Can we go in? No, permission denied. Did we see the root flag here? Let me just check it one more time. It's probably, let's look, maybe I should use this root flag. Flag 2 txt, and let's copy and paste this part again. I see. Okay. The user bin base 64, and there's no directory. Let me just use it like this. L file etc shadow and user bin. Let's use this command again. Maybe it's in the desktop. Let's check that one. L file, the root flag, root flag. I should probably write down the whole part. L file, home, root flag, desktop, flag 2 txt, and this maybe I should go up down. Yes, let's copy and paste it. this is our last flag. And we finished right now, so thank you guys for listening. Really, it was a long lesson for this one, and I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys again. Thank you.